how'd you get up there? You know, this life we live, this dimension, reality itself, as I'm sure you're already aware, is all about polarity. 1 and 0, dark and light, piss and shine. You know, and this reality is heavily characterised by pain and suffering, which is the existence of joy and happiness, so they can contrast each other. And I think the big problem is many of us don't have anything to suffer for, and so that amplifies the suffering tenfold. Because without a purpose, your mind and heart is pretty hollow. And so we've all got to find this purpose one way or another. I don't know what my purpose is supposed to be. I used to think that I was I had strong intuitional signs that I was a light worker, but I still don't understand what a light worker is supposed to do. I was under the impression that it was like some kind of warrior of some sort that would do certain things in reality and create a chain event of good happenings as a result of my efforts. I don't really know. I should probably look it up more because I haven't looked it up that much, to be honest. But if anybody can share with me what a light worker actually is and does, then I would be grateful for that. But yeah, we have, like I said in the other video, we have no divine aim, at least not a collective one. So, and the evil that we should destroy is deceptive and illusory. So, trying to pin it down and destroy that evil is very difficult in today's society because everything is shrouded by lies. It's quite the pickle, really. But yeah, there's a quote off The Matrix Reloaded where the Oracle says to Neo, "You didn't come here to make the choice, you've already made the choice. You come here to understand why you made the choice." And I think that rings true to this reality. Because I had this experience on a lot of LSD. What a great idea that was. And I'd had an ego death, and I was having all that experience where you see yourself and everybody else, and you see God playing, doing his part in the big play in all the divided creatures. But one of the things that stood out to me was the fact that the things that I was doing, it's like I had no control over what I was doing. And I'm not saying I was going crazy or anything. I was doing, at the time this dawned on me, I was doing relatively normal things, but it's like I was speaking and I wasn't even choosing to speak. It was like I was watching myself do it through that observational consciousness. And it made me wonder, is the decision making of the ego and the decision making that we usually attach to and identify with in our reality, is that an illusion? And is it all just arranged by the collective consciousness? Like the decisions have already been made and we're just on a roller coaster, because I felt like I was on a roller coaster. It's like I was falling into time, into the future. And eventually that experience subsided and I entered back into a normal state of consciousness, and there I was, seemingly making all my decisions again. But it made me wonder, what are the implications of that? Me standing here talking to this camera is probably an arranged situation. in the collective consciousness. Perhaps the collective consciousness arranges all these things, and it's the only way that things can actually synchronize, so that certain people meet other certain people and go down a certain path to do a certain thing to create a certain effect on the butterfly effect of reality. Maybe. I'm not entirely sure myself. It's difficult what to think. The truth is so hard to pin down. It's unbelievable, isn't it? But, yeah. So I think that the future has already happened. I mean, going back to what I was talking about in deja vu, I think, but I don't necessarily believe it, but I think that we're stuck in an infinite loop of eternal happening. Everything that has possibly happened has already happened an infinite number of times in that loop. And we're just kind of not stuck, but on for the ride, and we don't know what's going to happen because the God chooses to forget. Because that's the only way to keep it surprising. Imagine if you knew everything. That'd be pretty boring, really. At least it would get boring after you've done it for an infinite amount of time. So you would box yourself in to a limited state of consciousness and go for the ride to experience your own creation. I think that's the nature of God, but I don't necessarily believe it. Because I think belief is a trap. Unless you've been shown something that has rippled you in the core of your being to the point where you say, that is definitive enough for me to be able to say that is the truth, then fair enough. But how many of us have actually had experiences like that? And I've had experiences like that, but I still don't. I still wonder whether it was an illusion or misinterpretation on my part. So you got to keep your mind open to the possibilities. So yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about here. Two more things I want to talk about. I'm struggling to come up with ideas for videos because I've talked about pretty much everything that's on my mind, at least at this point in time. So I'd be very grateful if you could give me some inspiration in the comments or something that you would like me to talk about, and I'd be very grateful for that. And as well, thank you if you're still watching this video. I appreciate that, and thank you for subscribing to the channel, because I didn't think I was going to get 5 subscribers, so 48's a big number for me. And thank you for liking the videos, that keeps me heart beating. Yeah, just thank you. That's it.